Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. So now we are going to learn of how to code a digital clock, a clock that you're going to see in test of your phone. When you go to home screen, you are seeing time like that. So we are going to code hour, minute and second. We are going to display all on our website, right? So let's check off how to do it. This is my Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio editor. So I've already select my folder. Is to create a file. You know how to create a file. I'm using Visual Studio Code, sorry, to be more faster, which is index.html, right? Let's see this file. This is our index file. I'm going to create another file for CSS, start.css. Any name you like, you name it. I'm going to create another one, which is main.js, right? Then I'll now select my index.html, click here, it will now go back, right? In Visual Studio Code, when you did this, you hold your hand, you did it like this, hyphen, like this, exclamation mark, sorry, it's going to do this. You just see button, it's going to, everything just pop up, right? Then we are going to put as digital clocks, right? Okay, so how do we go about this? The layout, let's see of how we're going to go with our layout. I'm going to create a div class, I'm going to create a div class, right? I'm going to create a div class, I'm going to name it boss, right? This is boss, and I'm going to say okay, I have a div, another div, right? And I have a p tag inside, which is 00, and I'm going to have a span, which is, I'm going to say that this is the hour, right? I'm going to copy this because I want to paste it again, right? I'll copy this here, copy this here, right? And I'm going to change this one to minutes, right? And I'm going to change this one to second, right? This is the hour and this is the second. So that's it. And I'm going to come here, I'm coming, let me just leave it here for now like this, right? Let me just leave it here for now like this, and let me just leave it go live. And see, you click go live, you wait, it's still loading. So as I'm waiting for our browser to load, then we now link our CSS here, right? Like this is our CSS link. It's going to show CSS. You just click on the spare start.css. It's already taken it. So that's it. So let's wait. Alright, okay, this is it. You can see it. This is it. What am I going to do here? You can see this is our test that we write here. You can see this is our text here, and I'm going to style it now. Okay, to style it now, I'm going to come here. Let me give it a background. See, like I'm going to give it a default margin 0, default padding like 0, and I'm going to say that I have a body, and this body is going to have a background, and the background is going to have AA 51FF have AA 58FF. I forgot the color. Let me just put something like what? I want to use one color. Let me just shake it. Right, just excuse me. Right, let me just shake it. The color it is. Right, let me check the color it is. Sorry for that. I want to use one color, but I forgot the code. Okay, we have the color, which is, you can see this is the hexadecimal color that I want to use. Right, I'm going to come here, then paste it here. You can't remember everything. Right, so you now refresh your browser, you can see the background change, if you notice. Right, I'm going to come here now, give it a weight. I'm going to say that I have a boss and a weight like 500 pixel, and a boss shadow like 0010 pixel to pixel 00. Okay, this one is the top and down, this one is the left and right, and this 10 is just how blow you want to blow it. This is spelling of the blow that I mean, to make something blow. This is it. So, and this one is just the thickness of it. So I'm going to refresh. You can see that. You can see what we have. It's like my weight is too big. If my weight is really big, I'm going to release it to 4. I see. You can see that. And okay, the text inside, I want it to float, to let it display flex, be inline. So I'm going to use a flex box here. I'm going to use a display flex, right? This is going to display flex, and I'm going to say that okay, dot box div, right? I'm going to grab this div, this one and this one. I'm going to give it a flex base, right, which is 100 pixels. Go and learn about flex. It's very, very important, right? You can see, instead of using padding, instead of using that one, you can just use this one, just shortcut. So after we use this one, so I'm going to come here. We want to justify the content inside. I'm going to say that justify content center, sorry, not the end, it's center. Justify the content center. You can see it's at the center, and I'm going to say that okay, I was in a div. I'm going to use a font family or monospace, right? There's my bed font, div class, and div class. I'm going to use p. This p is just to grab the hours, the minute. I'm going to give it a font size of 30 pixels, right, which means that it's going to be big. It's not that too big. Let me give it like 40. It's not that too big to me. Let me give it like 60. Yep, this is what I want. So what I want to do now is to bring this box to center here. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to say that position absolute, right? I'm going to say that top 50 pixel, left 50 pixel, and I'm going to say that transform translate minus 50 pz minus 50 pz. So this is going to translate up there, and I'm going to give it the border radius, right? I'm going to say that border radius, which is 20 pz, right? You can see that, but we are going to work on the font that's added down below now. So to work on that one, I'm going to say that div boss, div and span to target that one. I'm going to say that font size, let me give it like 20 pixels and see what is going to happen. Yes, is this good? And I'm going to say that okay, tells transform capital letter. It's not good to me. Let me just give it font size like 25. You can give it any font size you want. I think this is nice now. So let's work with this now. So we are done with our styling. Now we are going to go into JavaScript, right? I'm going to link my file here that I have a script source main.js, right? And I'm going to close it here. Good. Okay, to test if it is working, I'm going to say that console.log Simon to show if it is working. So what am I going to do? I'm going to inspect, right? This is it. If you console log anything, where you will see it, you click here, right? Let me draw this and see responsible. Yeah, you click here, you can see we console log Simon. So from here we console log Simon, that's why it is shown here. Okay, I work with that. So let's go into our code. So we're going to use the variable scan. Let me just drag it here. In scan, I'm going to grab what am I going to do here? Let me think what I'm going to have to do here. Yeah, first of all I have to make a function. Let me make a function first. I have to make a function, right? Name me digital clock, right? I'm going to name a function. Just name a function that is related to what you are doing to know what is it. Then I'm going to say that okay, scan, which is date. I'm going to create an object, right? If you learn more about JavaScript, you learn more about object-oriented programming. Then you learn more about it. Then in this object, I'm going to create an object which I call it date. Okay, I'm going to call this function, right? Call back this function. I'm going to call it like this. Then I'm going to console.log date. Let's see what is going to happen. Then console log date and see what is going to happen. You can see we get to this date, August 11. You can see what we get here. August 11. This is today's date, but my time is not correct. If you check my time, please check your time. My time is not correct. So that's why it's 3 AM. This bastard. So what am I going to do next year? I'm going to say that okay, let me get spawn. Let's get hour. To get hour, we are going to say that okay, date dot get hours, right? Let's console log hour and see. Our hour is 3, right? Let's get hour and see. When I refresh, I'm going to see 3. Good, which means that is correct. The same thing do to minute. So almost cancel it. The same thing, do the same thing to minute. Let's say minute, div.get minutes, right? You can see it here, is able auto spelling, right? It is able auto spell here, so this is it. And we also do the same thing to second. So we say div.get second. This is an object, this is a built-in object. JavaScript, this is constant, so you must put it. So after we do that, what's next? Yep, I think we get a none. Now we are going to name this one hour, an ID. This is an hour, this is an hour. I'm going to name it hour, hour, and club ID. I'm going to name this one minute, and I'm going to name this one second. I hope you understand. This is just simple. I'll copy this hour here. See that how it becomes variable. I have an hour element. I'm going to name it hour element here. Then I'm going to say that because we have hour already here, I can't name a variable hour again. It's not going to work. Document .get element by ID, which is hour, right? So I will do the same thing. I will do the same thing like 3 times. You just change the data so that will be fast. Minutes, right? I'm going to say that minute element, second element, right? I'm going to say that minute here, sorry, I'm going to say that second, right? And what is my next target? My next target is to make sure this thing is showing in a website. Let me close my console. It's to make sure it's showing here. It's showing here. So what am I going to do? I've already called my element. I'm going to put it there. Scan dot inner HTML. Let me give it space so that I see. I'll now use it to output it. Then I'll now say that okay, it's equal to this hour, because this is the hour I want to get it there. So you can see we have 3 here. So I'm going to do the same thing to the minutes. So I'm going to do the same thing to the minute here. I'm going to put minute, and I'm going to put second. I'm going to put second element, right? I'm going to shade this one to minute, and I'm going to shade this one to second, right? So when I refresh, but if you notice this, when you refresh, this is when the minute will be changing. When I refresh, you can see that when I refresh, this is when it is changing. We don't want that. We want it to be moving by itself. So what are we going to do? I'm going to come here. This function, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to use a set time interval. Set time interval, right? I'm going to say that call of my function this. No, where is my function? which is digital, right? Digital clock, comma, what hour, which is, in JavaScript, when we mean 1000, right, millisecond, 1000 millisecond make up 1 minute. In 1000 millisecond, which is equal to 1 minute, we want this to be changing. You can see nicely, just simple. You can see that, right? This is simple and very easy. Okay, let me make one logical statement about let's try it roughly about something like I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do something like span, right? Like span ID, which is PM, AM, PM, right? I just name it like that. Now we are in, let me say AM, right? According to my time, right? And so I'm going to call up this one, refresh the browser here. You are seeing this, right? I'm going to call up this one here, put it hashtag because I use ID, and I'm going to say that font size like 19 pixels. Let's see what it's going to happen. Wow, let me put it like 25, 24. Good. Let me make it more bigger, like 40 pixels, and see what is going to happen. Good, right? I want to be changes this is too big. Let me make it 34. Good, it's okay to me now. This AM, this thing just started. Even though it is 2 PM, it will change. So how can we make this to change? How can we make this? I'm going to make an if statement here. I'm going to call up it down here. After here, I'm going to say that it's con variable, which is AM PM is equal to document duplicate element by ID, which is AM PM. So I'm going to make an if statement here. I'm going to say that if hour, right, if this hour, right, is less than 12, because from 12 is PM. If it is less than 12, then this, then AM PM dot HTML should be equal to PM AM if it is less than 3. S is greater than, because you see that S, this should return PM, right? You can see it return AM. You can see this in a small letter. You can see the difference, because here is crappy, because this thing hour is less than 12. If it is greater than 3, it's going to show PM. Let's do it and see. Let's do that and see. Let's change our time and see what's the time. This is 7. Okay, let me check the time setting. Let me go to setting. Wait, it is coming up. Let's test it and see if it is working. Then I'm going to say that okay, my window need an update. Time. Where can we go display our time and date? I don't even know again. Okay, I'm going to say an option date times and this. Let's click down and see. So we are going to change now. Change time. Okay, we are going to see that this is 7 p.m. What you have to know in terms of 7 p.m. is in African time that is going to display on our website. Our website only understand African time. Our web browser, sorry. So we change it. Wow. There we now check. We now reload. So then I come here. I don't know why it's loading like this. Okay, let's wait for it. Let it load finish. It's still loading. Why is it loading like this? It's not slow like this before. Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Let's wait. Since when I'll be using it? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's slowing. It's not slowing now. It's I have not come back. You can see it has now returned PM because why? PM this 19 is greater than what? It's greater than 11. You see the difference? What I'm saying? It now return PM. You can see. So we can cut time in our web browser. Thanks for watching, and try and subscribe to my channel and comment please. What did first live before downloading the